Hi, this is Sue from Tend Coffee. Today we're going to be talking about the French press. So many questions about using the French press because everybody talks about how they had one somewhere and they loved it and they're scared to use it because it looks very scary to use. We're going to show you today how not scary it is to use. So we're going to get it started right away because it does take 4 minutes to brew. So we're going to start with our glass. We're going to take our coffee. And we are gonna do, this is a 32 ounce, so we're gonna do 2. We're gonna do our 8 scoops, because this is an 8-cup press. Put this there, we'll talk about that in a little bit too. And then all we're gonna do is, so we have our coarse ground coffee, we'll talk about that. Right now I'm wetting the grinds and I am filling this up. And we are gonna have some time to chat. All right, so you can see the rim on here. I'm bringing the water right up to that rim. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna sit it right on top. That's gonna hold the heat in because we don't wanna lose our heat. All right, and this is out for 4 minutes. So we have our timer on the side. We're timing that for 4 minutes. And now we're gonna talk about the French press. So we have a baby one here. This is a 4-cup, this is an 8-cup. They call it 8-cup. You're not gonna get 8 cups of coffee out of this. You'll get 2 16-ounce cups of coffee out of this. You'll get about a 20-ounce cup out of this. So if you're kind of judging how much you need, you just got to base it off of what you're actually going to get. So when you get a French press from the Bodum, which we have on our website, it's going to look like this. You're going to get a coffee scoop. You're going to get a glass beaker inside of the holder. And then you're going to have the top that looks like this. So I'll show you how to brew. We started brewing it. I'll show you how to finish brewing it in a few minutes. But the first thing you're gonna do is put your coffee in when you're brewing it. You wanna use a coarse ground coffee. So you're using a coarse ground coffee because the longer that a coffee is in contact with the water, the coarser you want it to be. So if you think of an Italian espresso, it's a very fast method. It's very fine grind under a lot of pressure. Where this one here is a very slow method. It takes 4 minutes. You're gonna do the coarse ground coffee. If it's too fine, you're gonna get a lot of sediment and you're also gonna bring out the bitterness in the coffee. So we have our coarse ground coffee, we have our water that we went up to the top of the rim, and then we're gonna sit this on top. When we're done, it's brewed, we're done drinking it, we're ready to clean it. That's what I'm gonna walk you through right now. So on the bottom, this one here unscrews. So you can take all of this apart for cleaning. That comes off, you're able to clean this part, and then this separates into 3 sections. That way you can get in there, you can get all the oils out. If you leave the oils in there, they are gonna start to affect the flavor of the coffee, so you wanna try to get in there and clean. The easiest way I've found to clean the mesh is with a dish brush. If you come on the bottom of it and just brush it, that seems to be the easiest way that I've found to clean it. If you have a better way, definitely leave your comments. To put it together, this is your bottom part. It has this coming up. Your mesh goes on top of this in the middle. And then this part here is gonna hold your mesh together. So that's how you know you have it together correctly. Then this is just gonna screw right back onto here. With a twist, and then you can give it a good spin to get that on there. So, although it looks a little scary, not scary at all. This part here, you can wash with the glass in place. If you don't want to wash with the glass in place, if you notice your glass is just starting to get to the point where you need to take it out to clean it, you can unscrew here. You just need the double screwdriver. This loosens up and you're able to pull your glass out. I don't recommend doing that all the time because it will, again, you're putting your glass up for potential of breaking it, but you're also going in and out and you might get some hairline fractures from that. So that I would not recommend, but definitely taking this part apart and cleaning that is a great idea. And if you have any other questions, just please leave them and we will definitely get back to those. Another thing I want to talk about while we're brewing the coffee is storing the coffee. So we use the Airscape. So this one here is a stainless steel container, and it comes with a rubber plunger. That's what I love about this one, is it has a rubber plunger, so I have my coffee in here. My coffee's only good, if it's ground coffee, it's only good for about 2 weeks. You might be able to get a little bit more out of there, but I want to keep it as fresh as I possibly can to get the best flavor out of it as long as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my bag into the Airscape, not the AeroPress. That's another brew method. And then I'm going to take this here, and this just goes down. You can hear the air go right out of it down until I hit my coffee. And then I have a decorative top that I can leave on top. These are also available on our website, and it's a great way to keep the coffee as fresh as possible. The coffee that we're using today is the Nicaragua. This one here, I love single origins. I always describe single origins as a time and a place that will never be again. Whether it's the soil, whether it's the rainfall, whether it's the location, it'll never be that again. We'll never have the same weather. We'll never have the same soil composition. We'll never have the same growing season. So that's why single origins are really fun. With that, they're always going to taste a little bit different. But the Nicaragua is a pretty standard. They're very consistent with their coffee, and the flavor that we get out of it is typically very consistent. We get a milk chocolatiness out of it. We also get a little bit of almond at the end. And those, not everybody's gonna taste those. Those are definitely something that as you're tasting coffee more and as you're looking for different flavors, you'll be able to find those. There's not flavors that we add to those. So it's almost like drinking wine, where sometimes you drink wine and you're like, great, this tastes like wine. And other times you taste it and you're like, there's something there, but I'm not sure what it is. That's why we have tasting notes on the bag to kind of guide you through that. So this one here has milk chocolatey notes, almond, and it's very creamy. And that really kind of goes into the milk chocolatey part. If you think of the way when you eat milk chocolate, the way it coats your tongue versus a dark chocolate, which is much cleaner and sharper, this one has that kind of coat your tongue milk chocolatiness to it. All right, so it looks like our 4 minutes is just about up. So I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to take this back. So to finish brewing, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the pouring part, the lines are facing away, because you don't want it to pop out. And you're going to put one hand down, and you're slowly going to press with even pressure. So you're just going to do a slow press. And then this is taking all the grinds and sending all the grinds to the bottom. Well, you're going to have a beautiful cup of coffee on the top. I'm going to turn this for the pouring spout, and I'm going to pour myself a beautiful cup of French press coffee. Enjoy.